take note, refer back to your course outline. You have, sorry. Yeah, you have already going to do your quiz tomorrow, beginning from the quiz from tomorrow, you will do it online, Schoology. However, if you find that you really cannot get into the online Schoology to do your quiz, please contact me on the second day. The quiz will open for 2 days, buka untuk 2 hari. Tolong maklumkan saya dengan secepat mungkin. Jangan tunggu seminggu selepas quiz itu tutup baru bagi tahu. Don't wait. If you find that yourself really no way to get into the Schoology to answer the quiz, you let me know as the soonest. I will try my best to find ways to help you to get into to answer the quiz using other methods, or you can do it on at my office also can. Okay, so that's for quiz tomorrow. And for video creation, due 27th of January, I already reminded you, please read this and also read the content later. And then component number 3, you already done, so no worry. Component number 4, this is what you need to do for next week and the coming week. For week 13, you have to do the presentation of e-portfolio report. Okay, so for this presentation, it is 15 minutes for every group. 15 minutes. But I have 11 group. Okay, maksudnya tidak cukup masa. So, if you can prepare the video, please prepare the video early. So, we will only try to, I will watch the video early. So, we will focus more on the problems that or the questions that I want to ask you. So, okay, so for week 13 is presentation, and week 14 is the submission of the e-portfolio final report. Okay, week 14. So since week 14 also is the Chinese New Year, we are having holiday as well again for our Monday class. So we have no lecture on week 14. So we have to complete our presentation in week 13. Okay, so I want to know now, I want to collect information. How many of you have class at around 1 o'clock? How many of you have class at 1 o'clock? Till 2 o'clock? How many of you have class? Ada masa? Okay, 1 o'clock. Pukul 1. 1 o'clock. Okay, 3. Any more? 3 orang kan ni? 7? 7? These people have class. Yes, can someone answer? Yes? Yeah, you have class? Like Jamie? Jamie, you have class? Yes. At 1? 1, okay. Pukul 2. Pukul 2, okay. Pukul 2, okay. 1 o'clock. 1 hingga 2 ada kelas. Okay. For those group with class in 1 o'clock, can I ask you to start your presentation first? 2 o'clock too. I will try to next week, because we need to replace the class for week 14 for the presentation. I worry that we can't finish within the 2 hours. So my class will begin from 11 to around 2. Saya akan cuba berhenti sebelum jam 2. Okay, we are trying to finish before 2 o'clock. So for groups who have class, some of your members have class in 1 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, please, can you start the presentation first? Let me know which group. Kumpulan apa yang your member have class at 1 o'clock? You can type in chat or you can answer me now. Mereka yang ada kelas pada jam 1 saja. Maybe Elizabeth, your class at 1. So which group are you in? Boleh jawab? Oh, you will decide it later. Group 9, okay. Group 9, okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Mohana? Kumpulan kamu, your group? Mohana, your group? What group are you in? Okay, I will allow the group with your members who have class at 1 o'clock to start first. Pukul 2, Doktor. Oh, pukul 2 dia ada masalah. Please, I will let your class to stop at before 2. Okay, before 2. So just to let you know, we have to extend next week the presentation, the lecture next week for 1 hour, so that we can complete our presentation within that 1 week, that 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours. But if you have class at 1 o'clock, for those who have class at 1 o'clock, please, you let me know and I allow your group to start the presentation first. For group who can do the presentation in pre-recorded video, okay, presentation in pre-recorded video, you can send me the pre-recorded video early. For those who cannot do pre-recorded video and you present, you prefer to do the presentation on spot, you still can do the presentation on spot. Okay, so itulah rancangan saya for next week because we will need to catch up the missing hour and also we have to finish the presentation next week. All right, so I hope everyone take note. Our group presentation is 15 minutes, 15 only. Okay, 15 minutes saja for each group, so that we are trying to finish all the group presentation within the 3 hours. I hope we can finish just before 2 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so if you have question, please ask. Ada soalan kah? Kedua. Okay. All right. So the next thing is the written report. Written report, like I show you in the example, you have to present it. You have to present it using a website. Okay, not the normal way of doing. Okay, using a website. And please read the details here. Okay, so for video creation is individual assignment. So also due on the 27th. Okay, please read this. Video creation have two parts. Dua bahagian, 2 parts. Please make sure you have that 2 parts. And then I already showed you the rubric. Let me share with you the rubric. Sorry, not this one. Oh yeah, the rubric is here. Okay, please check the rubric. The rubric will tell you your marks from where. So for video, you have 2 parts. The first part, you talk about product or service review or advertisement or review, advertisement or tutorial. Okay, the second part, content, will be about self-achievement. So you talk about your knowledge, learn, skill, competency, experience that you learn here in the project, in the coursework. And then also the sales amount, the proof is Go e-commerce. Okay, Go e-commerce. So this is for your rubric. Please check here. And then if you really read carefully, originality 20%. Originality 20%. It means that it's very important to make sure that all the content in your video must be original. Okay, especially for the content about the product or services. If you take some of the photo of the product online, please make sure you edit the photo. Maybe you remove the background of the photo. Okay, and then you add a new background, you create something new on it, something to make sure the content is really something new, not exactly the same. Okay, like video exactly the same from what you get from the internet. No, cannot. And while the content for the self-achievement, this is like your personal presentation, pembentangan tentang pencapaian diri. Okay, your personal presentation. So for this personal presentation, please take note that you have to prepare either slide, PowerPoint slide, okay, slide pembentangan, ataupun you create your video with different wording, and then you put inside the video. That is the addition you do. If you want to make it easy, you can use simple, just presentation slide, and you explain the presentation slide with the contents here. Okay, so this is the rubric. So make sure you check both the course outline and the rubric for the what should you present. And also for the business e-portfolio presentation as well as written report, both of these you should have very similar content. Okay, very similar content. But for presentation, make it short and simple. So when I say 15 minutes, it always means that you have to finish by 12 to 30 minutes because we need to have 2 to 3 minutes for Q&A. Okay, 2 to 3 minutes. So you have to make sure your presentation not too long with all this content, and then check what are the appendix you have to look in. Okay, so please check also the rubric for this is the full rubric. Okay, post business pitching. This is the one, the rubric. And when you check the rubric will tell you the engagement, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what should you evidence you have to provide. Okay, so you have to provide the evidence here in the presentation so you can check what are the marks given for what part, especially in terms of presentation, what are the main parts that will help you to get more marks. Same thing with your the final one, the written report. Okay, same thing. You can read this here for what you should provide, and then please also check the sample given to you. I give you the link for the WhatsApp. You can check through the WhatsApp. You can check what are the contents that you must include. Okay, you must include in the in the website. All right. So please check both these two. Okay. Before I continue, any questions about this? So business e-portfolio presentation slide, as well as the e-portfolio report link should be submitted using Google's form. Okay, I'm still using Google form to collect your assignment for these two. As well as your individual assignment also, please submit using Google form. You can find the link in the Schoology. All right, any questions before I continue? Ada tak soalan? Any questions? Okay, all right. So I assume no question kan? Okay, bagus. Tiada question. So we will continue with 4 chapters. Today we will look at chapter 7, chapter 8, chapter 10, and chapter 11. So we have altogether 4 chapters. Please take note, these 4 chapters are very short chapters, but we still include this in the quiz. And also the content in unit 7 here, I will explain to you the format of the account. Okay, I will explain to you the format of the account. So later on, you will use the same format to prepare your account statement. Okay, to report in your report. Okay, to put in your report. So yeah, let me. I think I cannot enlarge anymore. Baik, macam tidak dapat. Okay, so if this is to, yeah, this is the best I can do. All right, so for chapter unit 7, we are going to look at financial management and accounting. What are the importance of financial management and accounting? You are going to look at the 3 statements. You are going to prepare these 3 simple statements is a must in your and report in your final report. Okay, put this in your final report, and you look at what are the sources of government support that you can get, okay, for doing business here. So in here, this unit, we have 5 subtopics. First is the importance of it, type of courses, what type of cost that you have to pay, financial statement, financial resources, and break-even point. So let's look at the importance of financial management. Okay, so when you read here, financial management means is the managing of the finance. However, it also includes the planning, the use of the money, and the analysis of the use of the money. So whether we use it in the best way to help the company to achieve the profit. Okay, so that is the plan. And then this about use and receive. So when we talk about financial management, it means that we also have to plan how to use the money before we continue. And then what are the importance? First, we use this to help the company to analyze. Like I say, after you plan, you have to work your plan. After that, you have to analyze the achievement. All this will help the company to know the financial position of the company. Okay. And then ensure the company have enough resources, financial resources. Evaluate whether the company success or not. One of the criteria we use to evaluate the company's successful rate is dapat keuntungan atau tidak, profit or not. Okay, profit or not. So we need to know whether the company is making profit or not by looking at the account statements and help to generate finance, meaning that to get more money finance for the company, whether you go to borrow money or the company will do investment. All this will help the company to get more money to do investment, and last to help in the decision making. Meaning that, for example, marketing or promotion manager will ask, okay, can I do promotion? Can I do promotion? Do you have budget for me to do the promotion? Then what happened is the accounting manager will have to answer, okay, oh, you have we have budget like 10,000 for you to do promotion, for example, is in this year. And the promotion manager or the marketing manager will start to plan, oh, how much money I can do for promotion in TV, promotion in radio, promotion in other things. Okay, so these are the promotion to help. These are the financial management accounting information to help the company, the manager, to decide what they can do next. And then type of courses. Okay, what are the different type of courses? In simple, we do business because we want to help the business to get profit, to sustain and to grow. Okay, profit to sustain. Sustain means the business can survive. Syarikat itu boleh bertahan lama lah. And to grow is the company to become larger. Okay, maybe to from a small company become a medium company. So the company will become larger. So how much capital is needed? Here, when we start our business, we will ask this question. Berapa wang yang perlu digunakan sebagai modal syarikat? So capital means modal syarikat. So when we ask this question, actually we get a sum of money from the owner or the people who start the business, and this sum of money we use as capital expenditure. Okay, yaitu perbelanjaan modal. And when we start a business, we need money to pay for like goods and services, to buy goods and services for sale. We need to pay for raw materials. All these are cost of goods sold. And then we also need money to start the business, like buying capital, like buying table and chairs, for example, okay, to start our business, to start to make the signboard, to do promotion. All these are operational expenses. And then when we look at that, okay, actually you need to know what are the difference between fixed costs and variable costs. Okay, a cost, for example, salary of manager. Manager is being paid, pengurus is being paid salary every month. Setiap bulan you tell the manager, okay, you work for me, I give you 5,000 ringgit per month, for example, for 5,000 ringgit per month. So every month you will pay him the same amount. So this is fixed cost. Fixed cost, because it's fixed, it will not change. But for variable cost, it will change or it will increase normally when you have more quantity for sale. Okay, meningkat, it will increase. For example, cost of raw materials, cost of shipping. When you sell more things, then you need to buy more raw materials, then your cost will increase. At the same time, when you have more working laborers who are working like hour, okay, or workers, you employ them to prepare the product for sale, then they will increase. Okay, so this is variable cost, cost yang berubah. Fixed cost is cost tetap, variable cost, cost berubah. Okay, these two are the different type of cost, one category. And then we also can categorize the cost like what I explained just now, cost of goods sold and operating expenditure. Okay, so these are the different type of costs. And then now we have a financial statement. Please take note. Sometimes you come across the word financial statement. Most of the time, you come across of the word financial statement. But sometimes you notice that in front of the financial statement, people might ask you, do you have a budgeted financial statement? Or do you have a pro forma financial statement? It's similar. Pro forma means budgeted. So it means this pro forma financial statement is prepared before you start a business. Before you start a business, you don't have an account or you haven't even start to spend the money. Okay, no expenses and no income yet. So, but you have to predict or you have to do a budget. Okay, berapa jumlah wang yang boleh saya perlu dibayar. Okay, how much money I need to pay? I need to pay to buy things for sale, and how much sales I can get within the first month. These are the questions that we do assumption or we do projection, predict that we can get, and then based on that we plan our financial statement. So this is just a budget, but a real financial statement, this is written record of what you pay. Okay, so it means that when you start to do business, you start to prepare financial statement. Okay, financial statements are the record of all the financial activities and report. So in another word, whenever you spend money, you have to record in here. Whenever you receive money, you should be recording here. All the money spent and received should be recorded. Okay, so that's the difference. One is budget, another one is the record of the what really happened. Apa yang berlaku sekarang mesti direkodkan. That is financial statement. So there are three statements. So these three, first is income statement. So for the pro forma, we add a word pro forma, it means predict. Okay, the second one, balance sheet. Okay, we have pro forma balance sheet. Third, cash flow statement. We also have pro forma cash flow statement. So you have to really understand what is the purpose. The first income statement is to show or to report the profit or loss. Okay, apakah keuntungan ataupun kerugian syarikat? If the company making loss or profit. This is very important. The second one, balance sheet, is to have an overview of asset, liabilities, and equity, yaitu aset, liability ataupun hutang syarikat, dan juga equity ataupun modal syarikat ataupun capital, okay, the capital of the company at any 1 year. Here we have to record, company have buy a motor, for example, one machine. Okay, but at the same time, the company borrow money. How much money you borrow, and then how much capital the owner or the owner of the company have paid. This is equity, and then cash flow statement. Cash flow statements are all the cash that you receive and you pay. Okay, so these three account must be there. So okay, so you can look at this format here. Okay, later I will show you how to do it step by step. But let me finish this statement first. Okay, so sometimes the company might be facing problem when they don't have enough money to pay the workers, or don't have enough money to buy raw materials, what can they do? Okay, what can they do? So these are some of the ways that they can do. For example, you sell the assets of the company. For example, the company have a, a car, they can sell it off for cash, or borrow money from the bank, or get a grant. Get a grant, that is depends on your law whether you get it or not. And then request the debtors. In another word, penghutang. Those people who have debts and didn't pay you yet, you ask them to pay you as the soonest. Minta penghutang untuk bayar balik. So these are the ways that to get enough money to pay the expenses of the company. Okay, you don't doubt that. Even big companies might be facing this. Okay, even companies who looks very successful might be facing this and might get into trouble. Okay, kalau syarikat itu tidak mempunyai tunai yang mencukupi untuk membayar pekerja, membayar perkhidmatan dan sebagainya, the company will be get into bankruptcy. Okay, move this lah. And then so a break-even point. Break-even point is being mentioned actually before this. So break-even point is to calculate the minimum sales amount, okay, to cover the fixed cost. So if you calculate break-even point, you are trying to avoid to sell the minimum amount of products to avoid facing any loss. So there are two ways of mentioning or calculating the break-even point. We can calculate in terms of quantity or in terms of money. So at this break-even point, the company is facing no loss and no profit at this point. So if the company is selling more than break-even, then the company is enjoying profit. So there are two methods to calculate. Let me share with you. The first method is, fixed cost should be senior. Fixed cost divided by price minus variable. Okay, ini formula there. Fixed cost divided by price minus variable. And the second method is we calculate one line for the sales, jualan, and calculate another line for the total cost. When both lines meet, okay, when the both line intersect at this point, we call it break-even point. And then we try to find out what is the unit. Okay, the unit. This unit is the quantity that you must sell to avoid making loss. Okay, this is one example. For example, here you can see fixed cost is 2,000 per month. Let's say 2,000 per month. So to avoid facing loss for this company, we need to calculate how many quantity to sell within this 1 month to avoid making loss. Okay, but before we calculate that, we need information about variable cost per bar. So variable costs are like raw materials, wages, packaging, the cost to prepare one unit. Okay, the cost to prepare one unit. In another word, unit cost to prepare one unit, but not included others like rental equipment kind of things. And we need the price. The price is, let's say, 25 ringgit. So using this formula, we are taking 2,000 divided by 25 minus 15. So we get 200 units to sell. So this 200 unit is the break-even point. So to calculate it is in ringgit, just take 200 units, multiply by 25. Okay, multiply by 25, you get 5,000. So it means that the company must be selling 200 units for every month, at least 200 units for every month to avoid loss. Or in terms of sales, is 5,000 ringgit sale to avoid the company is making loss. Okay, so all right, so I finished the slide. Let me share with you the how to do it in Excel. Okay, let's say I want to do account for the account statement for this company. Okay, please take note. This is compulsory to prepare for the 3 accounts. Is compulsory to prepare for your report. So please take note here. So The informations you need to get is first capital, modal, capital. Second is how much revenue you earn within that period. Let's say you start your project in November, December until January. Yeah? So we assume that you do it for 3 months. November, December and January. So how much revenue you get, you put it here. Revenue ialah jumlah jualan. Okay, ataupun jumlah sales. Sales not profit we are not calculating profit yet. Sales. So paling senang ialah you jumlahkan, you total up all the sales making for your company. Okay, that's the easiest way lah. You calculate how much sales you get. Or another way is you take the price multiplied by the quantity to get the sales. Okay, so jualan, or in English we call it revenue. And then after that we have to collect all the expenses. We need to know all the expenses, for example, raw materials, wages ialah upah untuk menyediakan barangan untuk dijual, wages, salary, gaji pengurus. Normally salary, for example, is fixed. Okay, rental is also fixed. Promotion like marketing, 80 ringgit. Okay, transportation, 50 ringgit. So we collect all the data about all the expenses. If you don't have this, you can just delete lah. If you have more expenses, you can add on the list. Okay, until you copy down all the expenses. Okay, so the first step to start doing the account is actually data collection. You collect all the expenses and costs and revenue and also capital that you put into the company. All right, all the informations. So with this information, now I want to start to do the account. So I copy this information. Katakan. So copy here. Okay. So I have this statement ready. So ABC company cash flow statement, for example, I want to do it until 15 January. Okay, katakanlah. Okay, the information is about until 15 January, let's say. My project is until that time, 15 January. That means end of this week. So, okay, that's the date. Right, this is the template. You can use it later. You can download it from the Schoology. So for the cash balance, definitely a new company, you don't have cash yang dibawa dari bulan depan, bulan sebelum ni. You don't have cash that bring from the previous month, so it's zero. So first, cash received. What are the cash that received? Revenue, for example. Okay, refer here. Cash received, revenue. Okay, next, what else? You have to add in, refer here, cash that you paid. Okay, forgot to mention. After revenue, maybe you have charges on other things. For example, you charges on, let's say you charge them on design. If they want to buy your t-shirt, they buy your t-shirt. Just buying the t-shirt is 30 ringgit. But if you want a special discount, 10 ringgit for the design, katakan. So if you have that, katakanlah, tambahlah di sini ya. So if you have more different type of revenue, you can just add on here. Otherwise, you can conclude or sum up as one point also can, one amount also can. Okay, so for all the other expenses, just copy and paste saja. Copy cost of raw materials, wages, salaries. To save time, I have the words typed there. So if you don't have, for example, if you don't have salary, wang saja, you can throw this away. If you don't have salary, you don't include rental, you just throw it away. Okay, throw the row away. So after I copy it down, I have the formula set. So minus 690. These are all the costs. Semua cost yang telah dibayar. How about the capital that I invest? Yes, capital that you invest also you have to include here. So it's 1,000. See, from here, I put it here. So after the formula help me to set, so my closing balance on the 17th of January, sorry, not 17th, 15th of January. is 310. Okay, all right. So, any question here? Basically, this template already make it very easy for you to fill in. You just fill in whatever information that relevant. If you don't have that, you just delete whatever. Okay. If you have more expenses, you can just add in here. You have more expenses other than this, just add in here the cash paid. So after that, delete the data. Okay, just print out this in your and report. Print out this and show in your final report. Okay, print out this and show in your final report. So any questions here? This is cash flow statement. So the balance here is the cash that you receive until cash that you have in your hand until 15. So ini bermakna that means that, oh sorry okay, sorry, I noticed that I typed in the wrong column. Okay, sorry. Please take note the revenue is here. Betul lah, nampak sikit. Okay, the revenue is here. Yeah. So here, this should be the column. Just now I typed in the wrong column. So this should be the amount of cash that you receive or you have in your hand after you complete the project. So if you look at this amount is larger than your capital, kalau amount ini besar dari modal syarikat, larger than your capital, it means that your company basically is making profit already. You know that because this is the amount of money. So next month, you have this amount of money to continue your business. You will continue to use the balance to do the business for the next coming 1 month. Okay, so kalau tiada soalan, then I'll copy back the data here, and then we go to the second statement. Okay, using the same data, now we want to become to calculate or prepare the income statement. We need to prepare the income statement, and from here, the income statement, we need to calculate the gross and net profit. So how? So first of all, of course, the title must be right. Katakan 15 January. All right. So we start by recording the sales revenue here, 950. Okay, so same information being put in here. Then cost of raw materials, cost of goods sold, and expenses. So these are the very important part is to prepare this statement, you have to know which one is cost of raw materials. Okay, cost of goods sold. Okay, sorry, cost of raw materials is cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, it means cost to prepare the products or services to sell. Okay, cost menyediakan barangan atau perkhidmatan untuk dijual. So the cost of raw material, bahan mentah, is cost of goods sold, COGS here. So this is COGS. Wages ialah upah untuk menyediakan produk itu untuk dijual, for example, COGS. Okay, so these two I will say is directly related to preparing the product for sale. Preparing product for sale. Directly secara langsung. But for managers, he is doing management, he is doing a lot of things. So it's indirectly. So this is not under cost of goods sold, but this is under expenses. Okay, bagaimana dengan rental? Rental is sewa, sewaan gerai katakan. You rent a store, you rent a canopy to sell. So same thing for rental is also indirectly, not directly preparing the product for sale, indirect. Jadi is expenses. Same thing with promotion, it is expenses as well. Similarly, transportation ialah menghantar parangan untuk menghantar parangan kepada pengguna, katakan. Okay, you send the products to the consumer. So this is not preparing the product for sale. This is after sale, you send the things to the consumer. So this should be under expenses. Nampak tu? So after we figure out this, right? So we add in here, cost of goods sold is 280. Ini 80. Wages is 80. So here you can see that the gross profit untung kasar is 590 ringgit. Maksudnya after we deduct for the cost to preparing the product for sale, you have a account of profit or loss already. So if this is positive, it means it is profit. Okay, positive means it's profit. If this is negative, it means it's lost. While for the expenses, same thing, I just copy and paste. To save time, I already typed it earlier. Otherwise, I have to type it one by one. It will be a bit wasting of my time that we cannot, finish on time. So these are the expenses. The expenses, I copied through here. So it's 330 ringgit for all the expenses. After I deduct for the cost of goods sold and expenses, I get 260 ringgit. Ini memang untung syarikat. Okay, this is the real profit, or we call it net profit for the company. And this is positive, positive, so it's profit. If this is negative, it is loss. Okay, so that's the difference. So inilah income statement. And what's the purpose of income statement is to tell you that whether the company is making profit or loss. Apakah syarikat ini mendapat keuntungan ataupun kerugian. Okay, so after we have this income statement, then we will have to prepare balance sheet. I prepared the notes for you. Okay, but please, I forgot to delete this one, kan? I should delete this, Balik dulu. Okay. I should delete this. Also, you only show this in your final account, Okay, you only show this statement in your report. Okay, your report. And the last will be the balance sheet. Okay, please read the note here. So refers to the cash balance in the cash flow statement for the cash that you have to record in the current asset. Refers to net profit and loss in income statement for the amount of net profit to record in your owner equity. So to save time also, I already typed some title here. Ini ialah, this is the subtitle. We have fixed asset, asset tetap, and we have current asset. Asset tetap ialah seperti, for example, like equipment, machineries, buildings, car, motorcycle. All those things belong to the company and used to help the company to earn money. Okay, so normally for your new project, you are still new, you don't have fixed asset. And for current asset, we have cash, we have stock yang belum selesai dijual. We have cash in bank, the money that you keep in bank. If you have the bank account prepared for this company, then you all put everything here. If you don't have, then you only have cash. So assume that in this company, I only have cash, that the company has no bank account. Okay, so I have cash on it. I type cash and then I look for this. Go back to the cash flow statement. Okay, how much cash you have at the end of the here, this is the amount. Okay, 1260. So copy this amount into here, 1260. So in total, my asset is 1260 because I don't have other type of assets. Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot to mention to change this. 15 January 2023. Take note, the date must be the same. The three account statements should be prepared on the same day. Okay, together. Okay, three account statement prepared at the same day. So the total for asset is 1260. How about liability? Hutang. Kalau dia ada hutang, biar kosong saja. Okay, you can even put zero here. Zero here because you don't have any as fixed asset and liability or debts. Okay, hutang syarikat. But you should or you must have owner equity. What is owner equity? Owner equity included two things. One is the capital ataupun modal syarikat yang Anda simpan, Anda masukkan ke dalam syarikat ini, and then also the profit. Okay, so how much capital? Refer back to your data. Let me click the data. Capital invest 1,000 ringgit. Okay, 1,000 ringgit. 1,000. Okay, how much profit? Refer to the income statement. Income sini 260 ringgit. Okay, so copy here 260. So, okay, you will see that the amount on the left-hand side is equal or same as the amount on the right-hand side. Okay, nampak? The same amount here, the amount here is same. What happened? Why I have border here? Let me edit. I shouldn't have a border there. Okay, it should be something like this. So on the left-hand side is 1260. On the right-hand side is also 1260. So it means that it is equal or it is the same amount. So when it is the same amount, it means that you didn't make any mistake in doing the account before this. So if you wrongly put some amount wrongly, key in amount wrongly, the figure is not balanced. Okay, the two figure is not the same. So it means that you make some mistake in the first two accounts. So that's why it is not balanced. Okay, so after that, just print this for your report. Okay, print out the highlighted area for your report in your website. All right. After I complete the three accounts, any questions here? Macam tiada kan? Looks like okay kan? Okay, looks like lah. Looks like. Okay, so what happened next is you can reverse here. I have some notes for you about the break-even point. Okay, it's exactly the same like what you can see in the slide. Okay, so like if you have the fixed cost, take the fixed cost divided by the price minus variable cost. Okay, fixed cost divided by the price minus variable cost to find out the unit that you have to sell for every period. Okay, so you might ask me, what are the fixed costs? Fixed cost is like sewa, rental, for example, rental. That is fixed and it is normally will not change. Bukan berubah tiap hari or every month. It will maintain a certain period of time, same value. Salary, gaji pengurus, or you have promotional cost that you set. Oh, I want to use 100 ringgit for promotion. So promotional cost also can consider as fixed cost. So it means that you set I will pay 100 ringgit to do promotion for this company every month. So that is your fixed cost. Okay, so these are the costs that is fixed that will not change. Costs like electricity, water that will change, will increase or decrease every month is not inclusive here. Itu bukan fixed cost. So this is the cost, break-even point. So you can have a look. But the three statements like I showed you just now are compulsory to include in your final report. Okay, so that's for chapter unit 7. So, okay, so let's continue with unit 8 here. A very short unit, but please take note, in your PMC, if you remember, okay, in your PMC, we ask you about the risk and the solution, as well as the contingency plan. So the solution or risk is different from contingency plan. Risk is like, okay, you have certain risks, then the solution is how to solve the particular risk. Okay, that's the solution to solve it. Contingency plan is, let's say your project is not able to continue for a certain reason. The project can't continue. So what can you do? So you change to another product, totally different product. Instead of selling cookies, you are selling chips. Instead of selling juice, you are selling tea, for example. Okay, milk tea, for example. So that is contingency plan. Okay, it's different from the risk. Okay, so in this risk management, we are going to look at what are the type of risk management process and what are the type of risks and how to reduce the risk. So there are 3 subtopics under risk management. So risk in simple is an effort to identify what potential risks that will happen and try to overcome or reduce it. Reduce or overcome the potential risk. So that is probability or threat. Okay, ataupun kemungkinan pelaku kerosakan, kecederaan, kerugian. So this is something that we are trying to avoid so that we can reduce the possible loss or damage or even negative occurrence that happen to the business. So the importance of risk management, there are 5. First, resources conservation, menjaga sumber. Okay, number 2, protect the reputation and corporate image. 3, legal liability, prevent the legal liability. 4, collections against towards the people and environment. You protect not only people inside the company, like the workers, the employee, but you also protect the customer who are in your premises. You also protect the environment that might affect by your business and enhance your ability to face the circumstances. One very important example is when we were in school, biasanya di sekolah, or if we are in working for in large environment, buildings, tall buildings like building in PPIB, 3 tingkat, 3 floor, also consider high building sudah. Building. So we need to have risk management in terms of fire safety, kebakaran. Okay, we must have that. So one thing is we have to plan. Okay, how to avoid the fire from happening, to burn down the people, the environment. So we have to ensure that, for example, the safety in terms of the electricities and other safety. Okay, and at the same time we have to protect the people working or studying in that building. Okay, orang yang bekerja ataupun berada di bangunan tersebut. So one thing is we must have a safety route. Okay, when there are fire, di manakah bagaimana orang boleh berlari? Okay, kemana mereka boleh berlari? Where can they run? To which direction they can run? So where is the safety point? Okay, tempat yang selamat yang mereka boleh berhenti, okay, berjumpa dan sebagainya. So that is It must have in all the schools, all the buildings, okay? And this is to avoid people hurt or even lost their life during the fire incident, okay? That's what we are trying to do. So the risk management process is a 5 steps process. We start with identify what are the possible risks that happen. For example, tall building, bangunan tinggi, high building, we have a fire damage risk. This is one. For example, if you are preparing food, restaurant ke, store ke, gerai or restaurant, you must know what are the possible risks. For example, one is food poisoning. This is one possible thing that might happen. Second, it might be people, your workers hurt when they are using the knife to cut or to cook, okay? Then what else? It might be, it always happen in kitchen environment is the fire damage, okay? Kebakaran juga di tempat seperti dapur, okay? So these are the things that might happen. So I identify 3 in restaurant or in a store. So then next I have to know how high is the risk to happen. Okay, mungkin food poisoning tinggi juga. Okay, kebakaran tinggi juga. So what can I do? You have to plan. So to avoid food poisoning, I have to ensure that the food is properly cleaned before I cook. Okay, membersihkan. So properly clean. I buy the raw materials, the food from a proper way. Okay, proper sources that I trust. Okay. Next, I have to ensure that the food that I cook, makanan yang sudah dimasak tu disimpan, the white fries, whatever. Okay, to place in the right place. Or if you have to keep it for long, then you place in the ice pot, whatever. Okay, that's my plan. Okay, rancangan. And after I plan, I have to implement. Okay, I do what I plan. And after that, I evaluate, I see whether the way of management of this food is really help me to avoid food poisoning. Kalau tidak, what can I do? So we do the whole process. Okay, so this is in simple, the risk management process. So please take note, what are the different type of risks that you are facing? For example, risk in terms of financial, very low liquidity means very low cash level, tunai. Okay, no cash, it means no money to pay the workers, no money to buy raw materials, no money to pay for the services. So this is a problem for the company. Second, compliance and regulatory. Masih ingat during the MCO, I believe all of you still remember you will have so many SOP and all the companies must follow. For example, one of it is you have to measure the temperature of the customer before allowing customer to go inside. These are the regulation or compliance that we must follow. Next, operation risk, like I say, food quality, bad quality, food poisoning, these are operation because we didn't operate in the right way. And next, strategic competitors. Okay, so competitor risk. So how we use our strategies to solve the problem. And next, environmental risk. So taking these risks, we have to find solution for every risk. For example, if you find that the company have liquidity problem, cash not enough, what are the solutions? Borrow money from bank. Okay, short-term borrowing, borrow money for 3 months to cover the not enough cash until you receive all the money back. Okay, this is one method. Second method, compliance. What should I do? What are the solutions if I have the risk? So you follow step by step what the government wants you to do. Okay, ikut saja peraturan. Then next, bad quality, like I say. If the quality not good, how to ensure that? Ensure you have a good raw materials, ensure that the production process is right, ensure that the packaging of the product and so on. How about competitors? How do you avoid competitors? Okay, what are the solution? For example, promotion is one, but not the best way. What else besides promotion? Make sure your product is unique. Okay, and nice. Okay, next, environment risk. Okay, mungkin pencemaran. Okay, environment due to pollution, due to the raw material, the waste that you throw into the environment. How to avoid that? Your solution is make sure you have a proper way to throw the waste in a proper way to throw the waste, not throw it in the environment, in the river or what, not the right way. So other solution. So this is what we call solutions. How you solve the problems. You might have other risks like management in terms of okay, your some of your workers are not on time, okay, tidak mengikut masa pekerja, selalu lambat. What are the solution? For example, you can say workers who are not on time, bonus mereka akan ditolak, okay, reduce bonus them because they're always late, not only one day, every day also late. So, but potong bonus, then they will be on time, okay, for example. So you have all the solutions, then yes, then only you think of contingency plan. What do you mean by contingency plan? We call it plan B. So the plan to overcome not only one risk, but in terms of especially in terms of the risk is too big that you need to change. You need to change the plan. Okay, you need to change a lot of plans. So this is called contingency plan. So inside a contingency plan, you might have many solutions. Many solutions. For example, now you're facing a big problem with competition. Okay, because due to the competition, disebabkan persaingan ini akan menyebabkan kerugian. Okay, kerugian kepada syarikat. So, and what can you do? One thing is, one of the solutions, you change to another new product. You sell more products. Besides, what are the solution? More promotion. Besides, what can you do? So, contingency plan means a big plan. Inside the plan, you have many different solutions. Okay, I hope you get this. And then, and last, this is the last slide of risk management. Okay, I have about 40 minutes kan, so I'm trying to finish 2 more chapters lagi 2 more units. Yeah, so I have unit 10 after this, business support systems. So business support system is the form of support that we provide for the company. So yeah, sorry, I shouldn't click here. The business support system, it can be from government or from the private sector. Maksudnya oleh syarikat ataupun individu selain daripada kerajaan. Okay. So what do we mean by business support system? It's a web or a network. Okay. In another word, sokongan-sokongan yang menggabungkan berbagai pihak many people inside to help to create, to develop, and to grow the enterprise, to help the company to create, to start, to develop, and to grow even better. So the initiative, it can be by the government, by the government agencies like agency fund, for the different programs. Okay, for example, we have the program like they call it program untuk membantu syarikat menjadi to survive through the MCO. Okay, disebabkan pandemic ini syarikat mengalami kerugian. What are the plan that we can help the company to survive through the MCO, the pandemic area? So they are public initiative. Public ini maksudnya secara ringkasnya merujuk kepada kerajaan dan agensi kerajaan. All the agencies related to the government. And the private, it can be individual, it can be angel investor. We call it angel. Angel maksudnya, angel investor means they are investor, pelabur. They are willing to invest to small companies. Okay, they are willing to invest to small company to help the company to develop. but in return the company dapat untung, mereka akan membayar mereka lah dari segi some maybe they might pay back in terms of profit sharing of profit, or pay back in terms of bond, they call it dividend kind of return to the private sector. So this, it can be private, can be individual or companies. So they are helping the company, the small SME means small and medium enterprise. Small and medium enterprise to start, to develop and to grow. And they help to promote the economic development, help the economy to promote, ensure the sustainability of the whole industry. Okay, bukan saja syarikat, tapi industri itu berkembang maju. So if we have more industry, let's say if we have more industry in Malaysia, especially in, for example, in Sabah, we are in Sabah, then we have more job opportunities. Then we can have better income for the people. So it will be something good for the society. So that's why not only government, but the private sector also help out somewhere. So what are the support? There are three main types. First is infrastructure, for example, business incubator. We call it incubator. This is more like physical infrastructure, all right, infrastructures. And they give, allow them to borrow money. Some they give technology incubator, like allow you to use certain equipment that they have for certain time, for example. And then they have financial supports. This is what we know, like grant provided for entrepreneurs, for graduate, for SISWA, like you, soft loan, and so on. And they also have a training in terms of capacity and capability type of trainings, services. So there are many, you can look at it. They have capital assistance, ini dari segi loan lah. Okay, capital to buy equipment, machines, for example, peralatan syarikat, memulakan syarikat, for women and so forth. But they also have like other type of assistance to help the company to grow. Okay, business courses. Mara pun ada, Mara also given out many courses to new entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs to do training. For example, in digital marketing. Okay, and grant for entrepreneurs, this is last year, but some of it still have now. And we have, you can read through. So we have many portal or online support. One of it is by government, my government. So you can see other planning, starting business, operating, growing. So these are information given. And pun ada dia kasih tahu apakah financial support you can get. Also, we have SME, they call it SME portal. Okay, SME portal. So they have many informations. They tell you where you can get support in terms of what. Okay, many information. Same thing, we can get information for My Assist MSME Bencana. This is especially for those who are facing companies who are facing problems during the pandemic area. Okay. MSME means micro, small, and medium enterprise. Micro lagi kecil. Micro mungkin ada pekerja 2-3 orang saja. Small mungkin pekerjanya lagi hingga 10 orang. Medium, maybe 20, 30, until 100. Depends on industry. So this, they have many support for small companies, especially. You can refer to this. And please watch the video when you have time. Okay, then we have time for the final topics. The final topics is entrepreneurship ethics, etika keusahawanan. So please take note that etika is something that the company should have lah, should have when they are doing the business. So here in this topic, we are trying to see what are the main principles of ethics, to interpret the importance of ethics in business, and to understand the social responsibility of entrepreneurs today. So here, I have this video. I want to copy it. Let us watch this video first. Okay, you can hear the video kan? Boleh dengar? Okay. Okay, so all right, so all right, so what are the reasons for the manager to become not ethical? Tidak beretika. Coba jawab di chat. What are the reasons that make the managers or even the company become not ethical? Anyone answer in the chat? Yeah, greedy. Yes, I really agree. They are very greedy, some of them. Okay, especially they could very selfish. Very selfish. Ada lagi? Bisa greedy? Apa lagi? Yeah, I believe you watched the video, ah? Although I don't know whether you are still watching the video or not. Besides, you mentioned about KPI. I mean, not KPI, the target, the sales target to achieve certain target. So that is to achieve the the KPI lah, KPI. So to achieve the target, they are trying to do everything they can do. And the third reasons is they might become very not ethical, is because they are more concentrated on profit. And this is actually wrong. As a manager, if they are too concentrated on making profit, actually they forgot that we have to satisfy the customer, membuat pelanggan kita gembira. Our customers are happy, then only you can get more customer coming back. So if their focus is just making money, that is the wrong way. Yeah? So, okay. So business ethics actually is the principles that is explain what is right or wrong at any given time. So it will test what are the ethics. And remember, like the video said, many managers, they are trying to make sure, oh, we are buying by the law. Okay, mengikut undang-undang, but they do not really care about the ethics. For example, they are trying to sell the food that is left over. Okay, kemarin sudah masak tapi tidak sempat dijual, dia cuba jual lagi. So the food might be not fresh, but they are still selling. In law, dalam undang-undang, in law, law didn't say you cannot sell food that prepared the day before. Okay, law didn't say. But in terms of ethical, yes, you have to make sure the food is fresh and nice and safe to consume. Okay, so that is important thing that we have to take note. So when we talk about ethic and legal, actually is two different things. Dua perkara yang berbeza. Ethics is what we agree in our society, what is right or wrong. Okay, contohnya in our society, we believe that we should wear properly lah. Wear properly. Tidak semestinya seluar panjang, but you have to wear properly when you go out from the house. But in other society, some society, they might not have this kind of mentality, or they might think that, oh, it's okay to not wear anything and go out. So in that society, they agree, they accept that, especially in beach, for example. But in our society, we agree that, or we think that we should wear properly lah, suitable for that when we go out from the house. Tak kisahlah how you wear, but properly. Okay, and in the ethics, this is not something that really written down, tidak ditulis. But this is agreed by the society, is dynamic, maksudnya akan berubah lah dengan perubahan zaman. And this is subjective, it's not written down. But for law disediakan oleh mereka, or we call it, is prepared in the Dewan Undangan, okay, Undangan Negara, DNU, and then this is written down by the government. So for law only bind big area, okay, big area. But ethics should be something that we focus on, we follow to control our business activities. So dari segi undang-undang, lihat di sini ya, when you talk about law, there are actually 4 types of law actually that affect or controlling the business. Okay, first, law about business commerce, bagaimana membuat perniagaan, okay, to ensure the consumer is safe, product is safe, the environment is not affected by the business activity. Second is the law that affect the business occupation, bekerja. Okay, in another word, the workers working in the company, in the environment. The third is the law about the organization, how they manage the organization and the business. So this, we have different laws that control people in the environment. And in simple, these are under law by the government, set by the government. And but for ethics, we have many different rules. In simple one, number one is the ethics about how to produce a product that is good for most people can use. Okay, ethically. Yeah. So second, moral value. We should have moral value when we do business. And third, we have to be justice lah, ataupun lebih adil to small group or minority group. Okay, we have to ensure that our action does not cause problem to the minority group. And in practical, we have to ensure that the decision we make is practical and will not affect the environment. So this is the rule for ethical. And I think I don't need to watch the video. Oh, sorry. How come it suddenly changed back? Okay, so what are the main principles of ethics? There are many. These are some of it. Fair to all, responsible, honest, trustworthy. In the traditional Chinese belief in doing business, trustworthy is one of the very important, because if the company is trusted by the customers, customer are willing to come back to buy again from that company. If the company is trusted by the workers, then you can get good workers to work in the company. If the company is being trusted by many people, included the investor is willing to invest money. So trustworthy is important. And care for the rights of others. Others means employees, inclusive also the customers, the suppliers, the public, the local community. Okay, so that's the care. Hak-hak pengguna lah contohnya. Hak-hak pengguna, hak-hak pekerja, hak-hak hak-hak mereka yang di dalam society. Ya. And then there are many ethics, for example, for online business, for grocery, supermarkets, for property agents, there are many ethics here. You can see that. Okay, what are the importance of ethics? For example, attract investment, investor willing to invest, especially investor in the Western world. Now they are very serious about the ethics of the company. If they know that this company have no ethics, tidak beretika dalam membuat perniagaan, so they will say this company will not survive, tidak akan berkembang, tidak akan berlangsungan, cannot survive for long, cannot sustain. So they think that this is not a good company to invest. If the company can really show them the ability to not the ability, really show them their ethics, they have the ethics in doing business, then only the investor willing to invest. Same thing with customers. Customer today become more careful with what they buy. They ensure that the company is ethical company before they buy. A good relationship with suppliers, supplier willing to sell you at lower price maybe. Worker support and ensure that the company survive. So these are the important reasons of why we must have ethics in doing business. And please take note, kenapa dia pandai? Sorry, don't know when I click it suddenly change. Okay, so people also talk about CSR, corporate social responsibility. So CSR is actually more than what the company ask the government ask the company to do. Lebih daripada undang-undang. Okay, ialah tanggungjawab yang bersedia, or we call it the company willing to take up the responsibility. Okay, company willing to take up more responsibility to help the environment or to help the people. For example, to control pollution. This is some companies, they think of ways to help to reduce pollution. Okay, companies think of ways to help to recycle. These are social responsibility. Tidak dikehendaki oleh undang-undang, not by saying you must do, but they are willing to do extra. Okay, willing to do extra. For example, a company, when they have waste, okay, waste, maksudnya bahan buangan, waste that they want to throw away. So they have to make sure the waste is being properly thrown away. That is undang-undang, waste that is properly thrown away. Undang-undang itu bukan social responsibility. But jika syarikat ini dia buat lebih daripada itu, they do more than that. For example, they are not only controlling their own pollution of the company, but also they come up with products that help to reduce the pollution. Okay, that is more than buying by the law, more than required by the law. This is social responsibility. Okay, and although social responsibility has some benefit to the companies, okay, for example, help them to do promotion, but many companies are doing it for the benefit of the society. For example, they also help to reduce the energy use of the product, mengurangkan produk itu menggunakan sumber, okay, energy, okay, electricity, or we can see there are more electrical cars or hybrid cars coming in. So these cars products are saving energy. We have energy saving programs by company. For example, company provide bus to reduce the use of petrol of the workers. And then other than that, for example, for workers, the company are bound by law dalam segi undang-undang, syarikat mesti menjaga keselamatan pekerja. Okay, kesehatan dan keselamatan pekerja itu di bawah undang-undang. But the company can do more than that. Okay, the company can do more to promote the health and safety of the workers. For example, they can give a nutritional training programs for the workers. This is not compulsory, but they can do more. Okay, nutritional intake programs to the workers who have health problems. They can provide extra care to the workers in terms of health, whatever. And then they can provide training and development to the workers so that the workers become better. Daycare services for the workers, right? And they provide donation, scholarship, sponsorship, and so on. All these are under social responsibility. Again, social responsibility is more than what the law say the company must do. Is what the company willing to take up for the benefit of the society. Of course, a company also have benefit in terms of maybe promotion and reputations. Okay, so there are many principles. So the principles that we believe in ethics, like you watch in the video, is similar. Okay, similar. So, however, we have to ensure that when we do business, these are the ethics that we follow. Okay, so we have finished 4 units. Like I said, these 4 units are short units, so we can finish it in just 1 hour plus. Okay, yeah. Any questions that you like to ask?